Welcome to Thy Will Be Done with Rebecca, where we share day-to-day struggles and experience, help each other conquer life and do with it. They help God, of course, she have guests. Sometime we have fun, we learn. Let's get into it.
Hi guys, I'm Rebecca, and I know I've been gone for a while, but God has been speaking to me, and here I am. From my last mistake, I decided, and with the guide of God, to share what I have learned with you guys. So let's get into it. So you really need to learn how to break the cycle of devaluing yourself. So firstly, we're going to talk about the art of value. So we need to understand what value means. And value simply means what is something worth. But just not to you, but the world around you. So basically, how people treat things based on how rare and valuable it is. And I would like to add also how useful and valuable it is to them. So you basically need to ask yourself, how useful and rare are you to the world around you? But what we basically need to understand is, what is your value? Value is internal. You need to know, what do you deserve? Yes, value is knowing what you deserve, not what you hope he or her can give you. Let's give a scenario with someone that you're speaking to, okay, or dating. So you're seeing this person and they're not giving you enough, they're giving you bare minimum, and you question yourself, right? Just know that the fact that you're even feeling like that is because you don't know your worth and you don't know your value, and obviously the man is seeing, so he has you exactly where he wants you. He can definitely tell that you don't know your worth. He knows. That's why he's doing this, and he's being intentional about it. And you supposed to put a stop to it. And guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna use this as his advantage. He's gonna use you as long as he possibly can. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna get drained. You're gonna get burnt out. It can possibly start to show up. We see this in many relationships or friendships where the person gets burnt out. They start to look different. They don't look as vibrant. They don't look as how they used to look. Some people gain weight. Some people start to get sick. Some people start to break out. It shows up in different ways until you wake up. And that's why you're supposed to get up and go from that table in the first place early o'clock, so you don't end up in a scenario like that. Those type of individuals are going to milk you until you are dry, like a vampire. Best believe. As a female, I can speak based on men. If it's a man, right, you're dealing with, they're gonna do this because men love your energy. A lot of people firstly think that men want sex, and I'm not saying no. But let's say sex is off the table. The next best thing is they're gonna drain you of your energy. Have you ever wondered why men are gravitated to women? And a lot of women don't understand the power that they carry. We are so precious, especially in the sight of God, and that's for a reason, right? Even let's take for older men, for example. They love being around younger women. Why? Because it makes them feel more youthful, more vibrant, better about themselves. And not just older men, even younger men. We carry great energy, most, at least the good women, great energy that they want around them. When their life is not going as great as they would like it to be, they feel more confident, they feel greater, they feel better. They walk out of the room or walk out of their homes feeling better when they have our energy. So we need to be very careful about who we're giving it. Yeah, we need to be more careful about who we're giving our energy to. See, as women, your energy is the greatest currency you can give to a man or anybody. A lot of women don't understand how powerful their energy is, and that's why men need it, and they hope and trust that women don't realize this. So that's why you play small, and you've been conditioned that if you ask for too much and then you look a certain way, forget that. Who cares? Friendships, relationships are built with two people, not one. It's a transactional type of thing. It's not a one-way street. I give you and you give me nothing. I give, you give. When you go into a friendship or in a relationship, you go expecting something from the other person. And I don't know why people think that's a wrong thing. That is how it's supposed to be. Otherwise, it will be imbalanced, and one person will remain or left, feeling drained and burnt out. It was not built to be that way. Now, sometimes God allows us to meet someone because we're in a better position and we are capable of helping them, and that's just for a period of time. Know the difference, because that is how you end up feeling drained and burnt out, right? You are not required to do that for you are not required to do that for everyone. Let me say something. When you're dating, your standard is your price tag, not your value. Okay, so let me give you an example now. Also, you can't forget that you have to have standards, and I think I mentioned this before. Example, the only reason I'm going to exchange my energy with another human being is if they are paying my monthly expenses. This is something that is causing me stress through and through. Now, this is going to be the price tag of your standard, right? And it varies based on the woman, whatever your standard may look like. It's just an example, right? So remember, your standards are your price tag. So as women, we need to understand what exactly is our standard to know our price tag. It's not your value. Your standard is your price tag. So that means when you go on dates with these men and you know what is your standard, and they say, well, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that and I'm not going to do that, even though you have not voiced your standard, but you are hearing them saying, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that for a woman, that is your cue to exit respectfully. Don't sit there and stay and hope for potential. They are clearly telling you that they're not going to do what you want them to do or need them to. Something to always pay attention to, when they say something and they don't keep their word, that's an unreliable man. That's an unreliable man. And some men also, they say plainly what they feel inside, and they do that to test you to see if you would stay. So darling, since they want to test away, you can walk away. So back to saying what was your standard, and he's saying that he will not do this for woman and that for woman, and you know that it's not complying with your standard. His standard is not aligning. Well, what he is saying is not aligning with your standard. So your standards are basically your non-negotiable. Okay, I think I said that already. But another thing, I'm a child of God. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. And something that I read in the Bible was being equally yoked. That is something to pay attention to. And it's kind of similar. If you know you're a Christian, you're a child of God, you look for a partner who is a Christian. Yeah, so you look for a partner that is of the same faith and in like-mindedness as you are. So, what we learn about having standards, when you put that out or you don't, and you pay attention and you see that what he's saying is not aligning with your standards, you exit respectfully. You don't stay there, you leave. I would like to add something that you should look for in a man. And I remembered what I would like to think, well, at least for the women who are intentionally dating to settle down and get a husband. One of the things, the first thing you should be looking at when it comes to dating a man is making sure that he is submitting to God. But the Bible speaks about seeking the kingdom of God first, right? paying attention to see if he has a real relationship with God, and not just when things are good, but when it's hard, if he obeys God, even when things are hard, and also that he repents and allows himself. You need to understand, if this is missing, everything else in his life will be. The second thing you should be looking for is to see if he's led by love and not by control. The Bible made this the central command that husband is to love. Yeah, so it said, husbands, love your wives as Christ has loved the church in Ephesians 5:25. That means sacrificial love, not controlled, and patient, kind, not harsh, as Colossians 3:19 I believe says. Also, his leadership is rooted in love and not in ego. Thirdly, he is self-controlled and disciplined. A godly man isn't ruled by impulses. In Proverbs 14:29 speaks about being slow to anger. In Galatians 5:22-23 it speaks about the fruits of the Spirit, which includes self-control. It includes self-control. This looks like controls anger, not driven by lust. Also keeps his word and is emotionally stable. If he can't lead himself, he can't lead you, and he can't lead a family. Remember that. And number 4, he's responsible and he provides. So he doesn't just say things, he shows with his action. Something a lot of people fail to realize: provision is not just money, it's responsibility as well. In 1 Timothy 5:8 says, anyone who does not provide denies the faith. I saw this already, but I finally really understood it. Like, I saw it already and read it, but like I didn't really pay attention to it. Imagine that. So if you fail to provide for yourself or even your family, you have failed the faith. So he who works and is diligent and takes responsibility for his life and provides all aspects, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, whatever, that is what it looks like as a godly man, or a man who. So ladies, if you want to know if he is a little boy and he's not ready to be a man, or for almost even a husband, if he does not have those attributes, run. Run the other. The 5th one will be he leads spiritually. He has leadership. A husband is called to guide the home towards God. In Joshua 24:15 says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So this means he prays, he encourages righteousness, he sets spiritual connection. He sets spiritual direction, and he practices what he teaches. This type of man doesn't just leave spiritual responsibility to the woman. 6, he honors and respects his wife. And one way to know if a man would honor and respect you as a wife is if he has respect for God, he has respect for, and he has respect for others. The Bible was quite intentional about how husbands should treat their wives. Right? In 1 Peter 3:7 it says, treat them with respect so that your prayers will not be hindered. So he listens to her, he values her, he doesn't belittle her, he doesn't shame her. He also covers her and doesn't expose. He doesn't expose her. And a man who dishonors his wife, he is not aligned with God. 7, he is faithful and committed. Covenant. A lot of people fail to realize that marriage is a covenant. A lot of people see it as just convenience. In Mark 10:9 says, what God has joined together, let no one separate. So he is loyal. He doesn't commit to other women. He stays loyal in difficult seasons. So, my darling, faithfulness is non-negotiable. So it's non-negotiable. Number 8, this man is humble. He is teachable. He is mature. Open to correction, willing to grow, and he also admits when he is wrong. Guys, remember, pride destroys relationships and marriages, but humility builds. Number 9, he brings peace, not chaos. You can feel the difference. This part is important. His presence brings stability, not confusion. He is consistent. He isn't hot and cold. You feel safe, not anxious. Another important one. This is important. This is a big one because it shows the fruits of everything above. So now, in biblical flow, I'm going to call out the list of all what I just spoke about pertaining to a husband. So the 9 steps in the characteristics that a husband possess is submission to God, love, self-control, responsibility, spiritual leadership, honor towards wife, humility, and peace-producing presence. Okay, guys, so that's what I have to say for now in this episode. And yeah, remember to know your value and have your standards. If you don't have any yet, figure out what are your standards, set them, don't drop them, and go on moving forward with dating with such mentality. Remember your worth. Yes. So again, I want to say thanks for all who have listened and watched this and listened. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, and see you guys until the next video. And don't forget to trust in the Lord and not your own understanding. Bye, you guys. Love you. God loves you. Also, one more thing, if you are here for the first time and you like what you're hearing, don't forget to leave me a subscribe. And if you're a returning listener and viewer, thank you for coming back. So yeah, talk to you guys in the next podcast. Bye.